Smoke grenade for him!
Hello everyone, it's Average Ol here, making average content for the average viewer, and today I want to talk about Rush in Battlefield 5. The things that make it good, the things I don't like as much, and just altogether what I think of it in general. So as always, if you enjoy this video, it'd make my day if you dropped a like. I want to see if we can get up to 20 likes again on this video. So without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we? So I think I've said it before, but Rush has always been one of my favourite game modes in the Battlefield series. I just like the tight linear gameplay that Rush tends to lean itself towards. I mean, to be honest, in games like Battlefield 3, Rush was my go-to game mode, it was my warm-up, and to be honest, I'd probably say it was my favourite. This, however, was not the case in Battlefield 1 as much, as I felt that the balancing was a bit off and the maps seemed like they were more geared toward Conquest first, and then Rush was just an add-on. That being said, I have always felt like Rush was just so much fun. So, I've been playing it a bit more in Battlefield 5 since it was added to the game about a week ago, and I must say I've been having a blast. That isn't to say though that there aren't some things that can be improved upon, so let's talk about it. Let's get the massive elephant in the room out of the way first. In Battlefield 5, Rush is a limited time mode. This means that at any given moment, DICE can just decide to remove it. To me, this doesn't seem so bad for the other limited time modes because I personally don't feel that I preferred them to say Conquest. However, I just feel that because I have always seen Rush and Battlefield as synonymous with one another, that the fact that it isn't a permanent fixture is really stopping me from wanting to get attached, as I don't want to feel lost when DICE inevitably remove it. It sort of reminds me of the Big Tasty. I really like the Big Tasty and I always buy it when it's available, but then, when it's not there, I feel like nothing else McDonald's has to offer really does it for me, you know? But with weird fast food comparisons aside, I do feel like Rush needs to be made a staple of Battlefield once again. The reason I like it so much is probably due to the fast paced nature of the Rush games. I mean, it's called Rush for fuck's sake. Because both teams only have two very specific goals, and they are placed right next to each other. This makes the gameplay extremely hectic, despite only having half the amount of players. What this means is that your reaction times have to be on point, as you never quite know when someone is going to pop round the corner ready to put a shitter in the window. If you're wondering what that phrase is about, basically me and my mate, I won't say his name, but let's just say it starts with C and rhymes with piss. We came across a problem at work and instead of saying, that put a spanner in the works, he must have had a brain fart or a fucking mini aneurysm, and he came out with, that put a shitter in the window, and it's kind of stuck now, so feel free to use it as well. Anyway, back to Rush. Something else that I think really benefits from this tighter gameplay is the ability to flank. I mean, you can pull off some seriously epic plays because you can manoeuvre right behind the enemy line and make like an ejaculating ghost. You can come out of nowhere. God, these are getting worse and worse. But seriously, where everyone is so blinkered on the objectives, it really gives you great opportunities to use this to yours and your team's advantage by smashing them whilst their pants are down. No homo. However, with all this being said, there are a few drawbacks to Battlefield 5's version of Rush. The most major one that I find is the lack of variety. There are only 3 maps that this game mode is playable on, and in addition to this, they are all maps which have been in the game since launch, which means that after only 6 or so rounds, you're back on the same map again, and this can get boring quite quickly. Also, the way that the game is played means that if you're attacking with a below average team, then it's extremely hard to push through the enemy line. I can imagine that this wouldn't be so bad if you had a few mates playing, as you could organise a push a bit easier, but when you're solo queuing, it just means it's really a roll of the dice whether or not you're on a competent team. The result is that you can be left feeling extremely frustrated as your team can't even get past the first base. Story of my life. That being said, I have played a few games where the teams have been very well balanced, and I've got to say it's such a fun and immersive experience. I think that because you don't have the option to run around a huge map just capturing points and avoiding the high traffic areas, it means that the whole team is fully engaged and focused on the objectives. I mean, even the bloody snipers who are staying in their spawn shooting at people can only shoot people that you need to get past anyway, so whether they like it or not, they're helping the team. I really think that they could make Rush in Battlefield 5 one of the best game modes. If there was Rush for even just 3 more maps, it would probably make it so that I would play this game mode more than any others. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, because really I am. It's just the longevity of my play sessions are cut short due to the fact that I'm quickly becoming burned out on only playing 3 maps in the rotation. So anyway, that's my quick rundown on the Rush game mode, but I'm interested to know, what's your favourite game mode in Battlefield 5 at the moment, and what limited time modes would you like to see come back in the future? If you're new around here and you enjoy this type of content, then please hit that subscribe button, and if you've already subscribed, then make sure you hit that little bell icon so you don't miss a single bad joke or poorly conceived analogy. Anyway, that's enough for today. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Average Joel. Peace.